What good idea doesn't work? Because people are stupid. I live in Ireland and public gym / playground / basketball court / football pitches do not work here. For some reason the shitty people of any area flock to them immediately just with the intention of ducking them up. It infuriates me. When I was in Japan, I noticed that there were very few public trash cans available, but the streets are always immaculately clean. The Japanese have a culture where they just keep their trash to themselves until they can get home and throw it away. Obviously this wouldn't work in the United States. People would just throw it in the street. I've never understood littering. I've never intentionally done it. It just seems so wrong. I'd be too embarrassed to be seen doing something so lazy and selfish. Do not block intersection signs. I hate when I'm at a gridlocked intersection, like if there's an accident or something, and yes I see the light is green. Can you not see that the intersection is not clear? Why are you honking? Where exactly would you like me to geo? Halfway through? And then what? You dork knob. Edit. There is just a preposterous number of people who are saying I was being honked at because I entered the intersection. The very same intersection I stated in all caps that I refuse to enter. If you are one of these people, you're exactly the same kind of dork knob mentioned in the above. Second edit, you cannot direct your horn at a specific person. A lot of the replies are lol I'm not honking at you lolololol I'm honking at the people in front of you lol. Horns do not work that way. Pay what you can charity shops. Cards Against Humanity put $40k worth of merchandise on their table at ECCC with signs that said no one is watching this booth and pay what you want. It was gone in a few hours and they totaled a little over $8k plus a few free food coupons. Net loss of just less than $32k. Edit. Clarify that the $8k was revenue, not profit. Selling on Craigslist. Nowadays people either ridiculously lowball you or flake out because they think you want to rob them. Fortunately the local PD has caught onto this and has a spot in their parking lot that is always lit and always has high quality surveillance cameras specifically for people meet for Craigslist and Facebook sales. I just have everyone meet me there, and if you won't I'm not doing business with you. I remember when NFL Blitz came out in the arcades the cabinet had a built-in N64 memory card reader, so you could transfer your stats. I excitedly brought my memory card later that week, only to find someone jammed gum inside the reader. For some reason this was the first thing that came to mind. Quite fascinating that they were compatible in that manner. Now if they could just find a way to let PC/Xbox/ PlayStation users play each other on the same servers. Using the bathroom and cleaning up after yourself. How the duck did you even manage to get pee there? And why didn't you flush? When JCPenney did away with sales and priced their merchandise honestly, they almost went out of business. I own a small retail business. I would rather just price everything just below competitors' prices and not deal with promoting sales, which would be the same price. Big sales events are the only thing that work because people would rather see a high previous price and a low current price. They get a stronger feeling of savings with a sale. My dad tells a story about how he worked in a local small grocery store as a side job. There was a whole shelf of Jell-O for 25 cents a box for months and months that nobody bought. So one day the owner threw it all in a shopping cart, put up a sign that said 4 for $1, and sold them all in 2 days. In the UK, we have smart motorways, which controls speed limits and lane closures when traffic backs up, or if there is a blockage in one lane. It's run by fancy computers with clever algorithms and such. And if you reduce your speed, or change lane when directed, you won't get stuck in the traffic. But people won't be told, which means while I'm slowing down to 40 the dick next to me carries on at 70 or more, and adds to the chaos further up when S/T hits it. This is what causes phantom traffic jams, where traffic slows down without any obvious cause, or miles ahead of the cause, and is exactly what the smart motorway system was designed to prevent. But people are stupid and impatient, so it doesn't work. Edit. Spelling. Airport baggage pickup areas are ruined by people's insistence on crowding around the carousel to wait for their luggage to come around. 10 feet back. People, when you see your bag, calmly step forward through the incredibly clear space in front of you. Pick it off the carousel and step back again. The space is again clear and everyone can see their bags coming from a mile away. There should be no shoulder to shoulder struggle to grab a bag and avoid getting whacked in the face by someone else's bag. Only once, in Italy, have I seen an airport place a colored boundary line around the carousel to encourage what should be a common sense system. Loading airplanes from the back to the front. Seriously, if people were good at walking on a plane, putting their stuff in the overhead, and sitting down, we would never have delays on Alaska. Delta and Southwest sadly have it figured out as they both have systems that help load frequent flyers first. One of my biggest pet peeves is the people who just stand there in the way. Get into your seat. School computers. Because some people just can't wait for porn. Even though it means the computer gets a virus, meaning I scream in the morning when I can't print my homework. Plus who the duck searches for hairy porn in school. Taught a kid how to get to unblocked websites at my school. It took him literally one class period to get called to the office, suspended, and tech blocking right click on desktop just because he had to watch porn. Keep right. Pass left. US drivers. There's always some asshole in the faster lanes driving slow thinking they've got the right to do that. 45-year-old coworker got a ticket for it. Said she never heard of the law despite passing about 15 signs saying that on her way to and from work every day. Slower traffic must stay to the right except when passing another vehicle. People. This and the non-use of blinkers are my pet peeves. GTA Online. I wanted to love it so much. Can't trust anyone though. Open bracket. It's so frustrating to start with no money, especially after just completing the main story and getting a shit ton of cash. When the Sun Chips bags that were biodegradable were discontinued because they were loud. To give context though, the Sun Chips bags crinkled at 95 dB, which is between a lawnmower 90 dB and a subway 100 dB. Is this for real? Because though that sounds ridiculous, I'd actually believe it. Zipper merge edit. I didn't realize Reddit's hate for those who cannot zipper merge. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. The funny thing is, if you take people out of their cars and put them on foot, this concept isn't hard at all, and they are more understanding. Add a 4,000 pound cage in the knowledge you won't have to suffer any consequences, and suddenly everyone becomes selfish shit talkers that would never imagine uttering those same phrases and gestures to another human standing right in front of them. Driving laws. We if all followed the law and did not drive like selfish assholes, traffic would be greatly reduced. I live in New York, Long Island. The amount of people that will use every on-ramp or shoulder or whatever to zip over to the right, get ahead 3 cars, then zip back into traffic makes me so glad I don't own a gun. A basic 4-way stop. No one can keep track of who's next, so you get all these tricks edging forward like assholes instead of just letting the right person go. It's also the person being nice and not going when they should. It's your turn, go asshole. The person they are letting go waits to be really sure because they did not have the right of way, and by that time the original nice person decides, well, if they aren't going to go, I'll just go. And then they both have to slam on their brakes and repeat the ducking cycle of waving and shaking their heads at each other. Group assignments. 9/10 times I do all the research, creative setups, and presentation. It amazes me the people who I've been to school with would rather do nothing and get a 0 than to do a little bit of effort and get a 100. I hate group assignments because 90% of the work is overhead. If I'm working alone and I want to do X, I do X. If I'm in a group and I want to do X, I have to ask the group if I can do X. Make sure nobody else is committed to doing X. Wait like a full day for a response from a single person to the status of X. Do X. And then make my way around integrating X into whatever it is the rest of the group is doing. soon. Antibiotics. Stupid ducking idiot people. You don't need antibiotics for your 1-day-old minor cough. Buckyballs. Simple little magnetic balls that are tons of fun. Just like any other magnetic toys. Then some people ate some and ducked up their intestines. Then they were banned and put out of business. Nobody ate buckyballs. They ate some other magnets, and regulators extended their hysteria to include buckyballs, which were being marketed responsibly to adults with warnings not to eat them or give them to children. Walk left. Stand right out of London, the UK. Here in Germany, people seem to be unable to pick up this simple yet great habit. In Prague, it's law. In New York City, missing this leads to a large number of people pushing you around until you figure it out. Nuclear power. The worst thing about it is the name and the emotional response it elicits. My initial expectations were r/place. Then it turned into the most interesting canvas in the history of the internet. A single person trying to improve the canvas could undo the actions of a single person trying to damage it. More people wanted something beautiful than ugly. Therefore we got a great drawing, rather than penises everywhere. 15 items or less checkout lines. I'll always be stuck behind someone with a whole ducking cart. Safe stopping distances between cars. Everyone seems to tailgate these days. This whole idea of let's not destroy our planet anymore and be nice to each other is such a good idea in theory, but for some reason people don't seem to get it. Okay, seriously, WTF is with so many comments being removed on this sub lately? Yeah, so many comments are removed in this thread. Why? My university, a liberal arts university, is one of 2 big universities in the state. The other one focuses more on agriculture, business, and STEM fields. My university has recently been cutting a ton of liberal arts programs to become more like the other school. Apparently not seeing that if people wanted a school like the other one, they'd just go to the other one. Attendance has been tanking, and they cut winter break short to try and curb dropout rates, not understanding that that's not the problem, or something. Good idea in theory, because improving the university is great, but isn't working, because they're doing the exact opposite of what they should be doing to achieve that. Retirement planning. The majority of Americans are not financially prepared for eventual retirement and don't understand the basics of creating a plan that will work in their best interests. Retirement planning is easy. Assuming you have a steady, reliable source of income that rises with the cost of inflation, and your finances don't get wiped out by a sudden major expense, like healthcare. The honor system, that people won't post the same exact AskReddit question as one that was on the site literally yesterday. I'm all for recycling old questions, but please, 1 week grace period. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.